Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ryan George. Well, it's 5:19 p.m. and it's Thursday, July 28th, 2022. My beans were good. And rice. So I went out to the store and I bought some Fireball. For my friend James because he has a hurting tooth. It's 5:21 p.m. Well, it's 5:23. I'm gonna try and see if I can talk to Kelly today. Or something. And like I said 9 months ago, I had a girlfriend with black hair named Berta. And my dad put $10 on my card today, so when I bought some alcohol, I bought some for my friend James. His Twitter is Big Dick James, and he's my best friend. And then I have another guy that I talked to named Robert Simpson. And I was in wrestling when I was in public school. I did a wrestling thing. But then I took aerobics and it's just my schizophrenia went downhill. And I was adult, but I was real popular in my alternative school. I was real popular in my alternative school, which was Fort Bush. So I went to the alcohol store. And I got alcohol. I've had 2 seizures for my Tourette's. And I've been in 3 psychoses as a paranoid schizophrenic person. There was a man that said, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine, to me when I was little. I wrote down that I was raped by a drag queen, and then this drag queen drew attention to my psychosis, and then I wrote down that there was a boy named Matt that attempted to rape me. And I got about 700 friend requests on this Facebook I set up. I'm 30 and sometime when I was 26. Is when this girl named Gabby screwed me over. And then, like one day when I was young, I did things with a boy. I had first kissed named Emma when I was 7 or 8 over my aunt Sherry's. And then my cousin Norman died from heroin, who was my aunt Sissy's son. And my aunt is a male to female transsexual. And then I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago. And me and this boy did 5 or 6 threesomes on her. And I did 69 with this one girl. And then I hung out with this boy named Jay, and he said he would let me sleep with his girlfriend, and he didn't. And sometimes I go to the alcohol store and they swipe my card. They don't always do it. And on my Sims 4, I got a lot of followers, and then Brian Lugan winning got followers. There was this boy named Brandon that sent me porno movies. And then I did threesomes with my friend Austin. Oh, my girlfriend with black hair I was with 9 months ago. And they approved my disability in about 3 weeks. And when I did, my dad didn't give me my disability money, and I worked at a ShopRite. Pushing cards. I don't like Levi Carver. I think he's evil. I never tortured animals. I love my frogs, and I love my black rabbit. And then, like I said, my first girlfriend, Alicia, cheated on me. And then I love my frogs that I had, and then my dad didn't buy me a car. So I ate 2 beans and raisins. And some noodles. There was this boy, his name was Davon Holdingle, that wanted to cut me in school, and then I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago. And my stepdad wanted me to be a part of this wrestling team. When I was in my public school, which was Wilson High. And then there was a man there named Mr. Dick that had child porn. And then there was a teacher at my alternative school named Keith Edwin Brooks that molested a student. And I could make a girlfriend no matter what I would do. Before I got with my girlfriend with black hair, I was with 9 months ago. I've had 2 seizures from my dreads, and I've been in 3 psychoses as a schizophrenic. And my first best friend was a boy named Victor David Hill that has a Facebook. And then sometime in October of last year, I went to go see a boy named Jay Walko in my inbox. They told me I'm getting a residential home because of Marjorie's ripoff report. So thanks, Vicky, they're giving me a house because of you and Riley. I'll be able to live there with roommates. And my best friend is a boy named James, who is on Twitter with his Big Dick James Twitter. Who was my first threesome when I was 21, and then me and this boy named Alex did 30. Me and this boy named Ryan did 3. Me and this boy named Tyler Sylvester did some. And then I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago. And me and my friend Lawson did 5 or 6, and this boy named Noah had sex with my girlfriend. I just shut down Ryan winning and moved on with my life because all my videos had dislikes. But really, I find my life to be interesting. You know, I was born in a hospital. They diagnosed me with Tourette syndrome when I was 7 or 8, and I watched documentaries about it. I used to watch Harry Potter with my dad, George. And I like to watch Jamie Grace Harper, the black Christian artist with Tourette's. I watched Billy Wesley Phelps, the Chiroli guy, when I was 17. And he became my boyfriend only because my dad didn't buy me a car. And then, like I said, 9 months ago, I had a girlfriend. I threw up during one psychosis and said it's illegal to come to my house. I find it's rare I get hurt or injured. But my dad is evil. I was in mental hospitals and things like that. And having threesomes with my guy friends was fun. I went to school with Cody Eisner, the Baltimore boxer, that has an Instagram. And he taught me the song Hard Body. And I talked to a boy named Demetrius. So if you guys want to see me play a silly drag queen character, subscribe to me on Ryan Lenning, Ryan George Farwick, and Drag Queen in Maryland. Or my Vicky Adam, Ryan George Fair channel. As a paranoid schizophrenic, I've been in 3 psychoses. During one psychosis, I believe I actually was raped when I've never been raped before. But there was a boy that's name was Matt Beckner that attempted to rape me, and I was too drunk to fight him off. And then, like I said, there was this boy that's name was Jermaine in my alternative school that wanted to fight me. Or I wanted to fight him. If I wasn't on probation. And then I hung out with this boy named Jay Walco, and then my first best friend was a boy named Victor David Hill, and then my friend Brandon Drexler has a... There's a Brandon Drexler boy and a Brandon Jones boy. And then I have a black friend named Davon. And a black friend named Jamal that I sent some money to. And then there is this boy that went to my alternative school whose name was Dan Reichley. And one of my ex-girlfriends swept him off in a car one night. And then there's this artist that I found called Damon Winning that I'm going to send some money to when I get my disability money. And then there's this boy named Brandon on Facebook that sends me porno movies. And I'm about 8, almost 9 down there. I've had 2 seizures from my Tourette's. And then there's a boy named Arkeem that went to my school. And this boy named Danny Mosier that has me as a friend. I don't like him. I'm gonna take my do-rag off. But see, overall, I try not to have enemies. I try and get along with everybody. I'm very respectful to people. Like, I love my grandmother, Elizabeth. Even though my cousins Amy and Stacy were the favorite. And then my brother Zachary was the favorite of my mom's household. And then, only on one day I did things with a boy named Kelly J. Caldo. That's on YouTube. And then only on one day when I was young I did things with a boy. I had one boyfriend, and then I did things with a boy named Nick on one day. But I don't play with knives. I find them scary. It's just I'm Wiccan sometimes. And I wish I could be famous. All my videos had dislikes on my channel. When I wrote down that my first girlfriend, Alicia, cheated on me. When I wrote down I was raped. And I wrote down I was having a seizure. And see, these are my tattoos. I got this dark angel to symbolize my black friend's death. This dark tree. This Gemini symbol and this Grim Reaper. And then my friend James, I thought he replaced me with a boy named Tyler. And then Jasmine and Brandy are real. And Alex stole from me with him and his girlfriend Courtney. And they steal things from this boy named Ryan all the time. I didn't care what happened when my black friend died. And then my next door neighbor is a disabled woman. And my dad has arthritis, and my grandmother is, Lucille is almost legally blind. And then I have a transvestite aunt. And then there's a man at the shop right in Bel Air where I worked at. His name is Tony. And he looks like my stepdad, Tony Mitchell Lilly. And then there's a woman named Pam. They worked there, and then there was this boy named Zachary that was in this alcoholic thing. And then my mom's name is Pam, my brother is named Zachary, and my stepdad is named Tony. And then this Bailey Connor girl worked with me, and then there's Brooke Turks, my second girlfriend. They gave me a blowjob. See, I fingered my first girlfriend, Alicia Mickley, that has an Instagram account. But then she cheated on me with a boy named Austin. And then she did things with the Brandon Drexler People Coincidence boy. Did my lighter fall out of my pocket? So Alicia did things with the Brandon Drexler People Coincidence Boy. I had a reaction to Haldol that they put me on my arms and legs locked up. And like I said, when I was 7, I had a reaction to Ritalin medication for my dreads. There was a moment where I got sucked off by a girl more than another boy while both of us were getting blowjobs. And I'm having tactile hallucinations right now when I'm not playing with weapons. And I went out and bought some alcohol for my friend James. And because of my schizophrenia, I wasn't driving for 3 years. And then the Rottmeier People Coincidence Boy is real on Facebook. And I like to watch South Park sometimes, and I watched this show. I don't know what it was called. But I used to watch it with my friend Eden. And I like to watch, The Llama Show. What's that show called? With Carl. Things like that. And then I have a friend named Carl James Himes, and then my friend is named James Colvin. And then Levi Carver drew attention to my psychosis and was just lying to me and saying Jeffree Star knew who I was when that's not true. And I don't know if you all can see, but I have one self-harm scar. The disability office approved my disability in 3 weeks. During one psychosis, I threw up and I said it was illegal to come to my house. I wrote down that Billy, Kelly, Brian, and this other boy named Nick are the only ones I did things with. I wrote down that my first best friend, Victor, hooked me up with a girl named Shelby that screwed me over. Which made me feel like shit. I wasn't sure if I would appear on TV or in movies because of my psychosis. I wrote down that I wanted to be famous because my life is crazy. You know, I'm not much of a party person. And when you get older, life isn't very fun. But my alternative school was the funnest years of my life. And then I had frogs and cats. I had a black cat, a black and white cat named Ace. And I have a black rabbit now. And then, like I said, 9 months ago, me and my friend Austin did a threesome, and this boy named Noah had sex with my girlfriend. And then sometime in October, I hung out with this boy named Jay in my Ryan Ferry box. And see, part of schizophrenia is that people have alternative identities. I used to play a game called Jake's Booty Call, which was fun. And then, Golden Roots leaves me comments on my YouTube. Sometimes I go to the store and they don't always swipe my card. And I like to watch Family Guy and Robot Chicken, and I watched my ex-boyfriend for years, and I think he's funny, and I still watch his videos even today. And then my friend Austin and I did a threesome, and at this point, I had sex with my girlfriend, and I like my dad, George, but we fight sometimes, and then Josh might notice my psychosis, and I like to watch Westboro Baptist. There was a point where I was real sad. One day where I thought about joining them. But I was a member of an extremist witchcraft cult for 3 years. Called Bloodstar Coven, ran by a guy named Jeff McCaney. That is a people of coincidence person, even though I'm a schizophrenic person. Just like this Jared Green boy is, just like Margie Rubishow and Jeanette are. But I don't play with weapons, it's just I believe in a goddess sometimes. And a god, and then there's this boy that was named Matt Anderson. I have dissociative identities because of my schizophrenia, because I find my life to be cruel, because this Gabby girl screwed me over. My girlfriend with black hair left me to be with someone else. And I love animals. I like to go to farms. I went to the farm fair. I've thought about killing myself 3 times. And then I have my 5th girlfriend, Sabrina LaRochelle, is my friend on Facebook. And then Brandon Drexler is real. And he's a person that exists in the world that shouldn't exist. Just like Jared Green, who went to my alternative school, is a person that shouldn't exist in the world because he looks like Billy Wesley Phelps. Just like Dan Reichley is a person that exists in the world that shouldn't exist. And then Damon Winning, just like Margie Rubishow and Jeanette are people that exist that shouldn't exist. And I used to watch porn star videos and silly granny pornos. And then I did 33 songs with my friend Alex. But he would play with switchblades, and Jeff would hold knives to my neck, and then I don't smoke marijuana usually. For people who want to think that I was high one day, I don't really get high very often. Very often. And sometimes I go to the grocery store and buy things with food. I didn't have any of my disability money when they first qualified my disability. And see, I didn't even believe I was a schizophrenic person at first. I just thought that Hecate and Zeus were that real. And I'm in a good mood. I'm going to smoke my tobacco and play my Sims 4 today. So everybody's good. Much love and peace to everybody from Ryan George Perry.